Hello YouTube, it's me again, Philip, and today I'm going to play something called Dawn of War Soulstorm. If you have followed my earlier Let's Plays and stuff, I think my first Let's Play I uploaded was, well, I think it was Minecraft, and it was Dawn of War. First Dawn of War strategy game, that is. There's a couple of Dawn of Wars and Warhammer games and all that shit, but the real Dawn of War games, the real good ones, so to speak. All the other crap is just, well, I haven't actually tried it. But anyway, this time I'm going to play Dawn of War Soulstorm. Last time I played Dawn of War the Dark Crusade, and I'm not going to do Winter Assault. And I'm not going to do...
it was the sudden appearance of a warp storm at Kaurava System's outer edge that first caught the attention of the Imperium, and not just the Imperium. After hundreds of years under the neglectful watch of the Imperial Guard, nearly every force in the galaxy would descend upon the planet of Kaurava, bent only on domination and victory. Three races had long dwelled in there. The Imperial Guard, its supposed rulers, the Orc tribes of Kaurava II, which the Guard had never successfully put down, and the Necron, who had slept undisturbed for untold millennia beneath Kaurava III. Where the Chaos Marines came from, or how, none can say. Did the warp storm bring them, or did they bring the warp storm? Both appeared suddenly on Kaurava IV, and in an eye blink, half the system's Imperial forces were gone, killed or claimed by the madness of chaos. In quick succession, the others flocked to Kaurava. The Space Marines, the Imperium's super soldiers, descended on Kaurava II, planning to finally cleanse the system, both of the troublesome Orcs and the Chaos Marines, the sworn mortal enemies. The Tau appeared next, not far above, on one of the planet's moons. In the interests of protecting its ordered empire from the effects of human folly, the Tau came seeking to contain the warp storm, and in so doing, expand the territory's border. On their moon, they built a mighty fortress, and there forged a space cannon capable of interplanetary devastation. Among the wastes of Kaurava III, the Necrons, perhaps awakened by the disruptive forces of the warp storm, slowly massed their lethal legions. In quick response, webway gates, long unused, flickered to life, and Eldar poured forth, ready to battle their dark, death-dealing adversaries. Meanwhile, in the shadow of an ancient portal gate, the dark Eldar slipped stealthily out of the murky depths of the webway. They would be like carrion birds, flying above the battlefield, and when all were weary from the fight, make the battlefield into a feasting ground. Last to arrive, and perhaps most to be feared, were the Sisters of Battle, holy maidens and bearers of the God Emperor's faith. They had come to cleanse the system of corruption and filth. Their faith left them fanatical, unafraid of death and solace in their cause. Nothing here was clean. All must be purged. Now, war rages anew, and only the victorious may write their history. Only the victorious will claim the planets of Kaurava.
So as I said, if you have seen my earlier Let's Plays, then you should know what this will be all about. I'll be playing this game, the campaign, and blah blah blah. If you've seen my Dark Crusade Let's Play, then you should pretty much know there is not too much difference between this and that. With the exception of two new races, which is the Dark Eldar and the Sister of Battle. It is not that much different. Oh yeah, and you fight on 4 different planets, but that's the only difference thing. I think there's 24 different missions on Dark Crusade. There's 36, I think, in this one. I'm not sure. It might be wrong, but who cares? I think I'm gonna go playing as the Space Marines. The Space Marines and the Imperial Guard have always been my favorite races to play as. Sometimes I also play as Eldar and Orcs, I mean, but all the other races just poop to me. Dark Eldar, for example, sure, the damage is melee and range damage is fine, I guess, but their vehicles are crap and their units are crap otherwise. Just like the Tau, Tau suck in melee, basically. They have barely any melee at all, but their range are just fine. Just base defenses, really. Tau just suck at it, really. And Citadel, I haven't played as, so I'm not too sure. They are not that. The vehicles are very fire based, so it's not a whole lot of explosions in there. Chaos I just general dislike them. Eldar is fine. Imperial Guard is good. The Necrons are slow and shit like that. Orcs are good, I guess, and all that. So I'm just gonna go with Space Marines because it's always been my favorite race to play as, for several reasons. Because I said so, and because there's no such thing as overkill. And there's certainly a lot of overkilling when you play this Space Marine. So yeah, as here you can see the world map. There's the different strongholds. Here's me. Damn it, these things just doesn't want to fuck off. Anyway, here's my stronghold. I can't really zoom in or anything. Orcs, Tau, and Dark Eldar, and blah blah blah. Basically, I'll be fighting over the whole damn thing here. The only real differences between this and the older Dark Crusade is that buildings and stuff like that doesn't save between missions. So either you have to have the Sisters of Battle bonus thing here, the forward bases, in order to build any buildings at all, with exception of your HQ, or is really just to start building buildings, and you have to be the Space Marines or have the Space Marine bonus in order to get troops in a mission, basically. With its exception of the Honor God, of course. That's it. I'm just gonna reinforce my stronghold right now with. Oh yeah, you can reinforce with buildings and shit like that right away. So it's nothing to worry about in that part. Yeah. Very well done, fine. Yeah, nothing at all. I'm gonna get some scouts. The scouts are pretty good in this game, actually. So yeah, basically this instead of the and just unlike in Dark Crusade, the enemy are just the same as me. They don't start with shit unless they are the Sisters of Battle or have that bonus, of course. So yeah, I think they start with units, just like I do, honor guard, so to speak, just like I do, and they can get buildings by reinforcing. But if they attack me, or it's just a newly conquered piece of land or territory, or whatever the hell you want to call it, they start with scratch, just the HQ and the units, basically. The units they had. Everything restarts, so you can't just build a massive fortress like I used to do in the Dark Crusade. I know one mission I used to be fucking defensive as hell and basically build myself 10 turrets or something in a defensive line and just hold them off until I could get troops and shit like that. Basically, you can't do that in this game. You can only have you can have maybe 4 pre-built turrets, but that's it. You can't build more turrets than that, which makes it a little bit of a shame, but still. Instead, this game is very unless you fight the orcs, attacking right away is probably your best choice faction. So unlike in the Dark Crusade, I won't